Hey, welcome back to A Better Life. I'm Dr. Fry, or as I like to refer, I'm nobody telling everybody about somebody that can save anybody. But this is the show called A Better Life, and we want to be sure that you find out ways to improve your life. And like in the first segment, talking to Michael, there's some pretty innovative things going on out there. But right now, we're going to talk about insurance. You know, one of the statistics that I wanted to go over with before I introduce my guest, we live in Louisiana, and we are 51st in percent of children in excellent, very good health. That means out of 51 provinces, states, it's not good. 23rd in percentage of uninsured children, 48th in infant death rate, 16th in percent of children with unaffordable medical bills, 50th in pediatricians and family doctors per capita, 26th in the state lineup of overweight children, 45th in obese children, and the 40th state in children with excellent, very good teeth. So in other words, we're not doing too good on health care, but one of the things that can help your health care is knowing about insurance and how it works. So with me, please welcome to the show a specialist in that field that we've invited tonight, Marlon Terrel with Golden Outlook Insurance Services. Welcome, young man.
Thank you so much, sir.
I'm so glad you could join us. We're going to be talking about Medicaid primarily.
Medicare.
Medicare. I'm
Correct.
sorry. There's so many little euphemisms. You've got to get straight with this kind of stuff.
Yes, you do.
Aren't those numbers alarming?
Yes, they are.
I guess you knew that, though, didn't you?
A lot of that, yes.
But you deal primarily with people over the age of
65.
65.
Yeah, I'm in the senior market.
I happen to know that there's a few of them watching. Like the programming lineup we've got, and they know that I have people on that have things to say that will affect your life. So we're going to talk a little bit about Medicare. Let's start off with a question that viewers have sent in here. What are the different parts of Medicare? We always hear about this A, B, D, D.
Absolutely.
Give us a brief rundown.
Generally, there's 4 parts of Medicare. Part A, which is hospital stay. Part B, which is medical coverage, doctor visits, exams, tests, things of that nature. Part D, which is prescription drugs. And you notice I skipped C. Part C is what's called Medicare Advantage. Medicare Advantage is coverage that original Medicare passes on to private insurers.
Oh, okay. So, like, if you have Medicare, this supplement like Blue Cross Blue Shield, other people, they offer this supplement.
Correct.
That's what you're talking about.
It's a form of that, yes.
One form of that.
Yes, that's correct.
I got you. Okay. All right. So how are Medicare Advantage plans different from original Medicare?
Good question. Original Medicare pays 80% of your medical cost.
Okay.
20% of that cost is passed on to the individual.
So I owe that.
Yes. And so what Medicare Advantage is, Medicare says, I want to get out of the insurance business and let the insurance companies do what they do. So they literally pay the insurance companies to manage that 80% for them.
Okay.
So that's called the Medicare Advantage plan, and some of the familiar names are Humana, People's Health, Blue Cross Blue Shield, et cetera. So those companies will actually manage the health care for Medicare. Medicare pays the insurance companies handle the doctors and hospital-patient relationship.
Now, I'm not going to name names, but we have companies like Humana, People's Health. We see their ads all the time.
Yes.
They're on all the stations.
Correct.
Now, one of the points that I understand is advantage to calling you rather than going to them is they only sell them and not everybody. Where you can look at a person's finances, health, and make some recommendations.
Make some recommendations. That's exactly right. We are independent agents, so we represent most of the carriers. I actually represent some 9 carriers in Louisiana. And what we do is do a side-by-side comparison.
Okay.
The thing about Medicare, it is regulated by the federal government. And so there are a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for, standards that they have to follow.
Gotcha.
But that's saying that we will pay for your hospital stay, we will pay for your doctor visits, but the co-pays or the amounts that passed on to you may differ. And that's why it's good to sit down with an independent agent who can review the different plans and different coverages that best fit your need, your budget, and your situation.
Now, again, folks, we're talking about Medicaid.
Medicare.
Medicare, and this is not for you people that are employed and that's a whole different bailiwick, right?
That's correct.
Basically, about every doctor has to take Medicare. Am I correct?
Not every doctor, but most do. Most do.
Where with the private insurance, I mean, you're like calling
It's a
up
network.
and asking. Yeah, right.
Yes, that's correct. Medicare, you can see any doctor in the country who accepts Medicare.
Right.
Okay, whereas a Medicare Advantage plan is what we call an HMO, where there's a network of doctors and hospitals, and you have to stay in that.
All right, so how does a person find the best plan for themselves? What do you recommend?
Shop around. Shop around, compare.
Sounds like a Captain Tennille song.
and you're right, but as you know, the commercials, the junk mail that you get is confusing.
You bet.
And you know, there are some household names. There are some names. Sometimes you get mail from people that you don't recognize. That doesn't mean that they're not fine companies. Just that they don't advertise in your market. And so it is for an independent agent who represents all of the carriers can literally sit down with you and do a side-by-side comparison to make sure that the benefits best fit your needs. Your doctor is in the network. You don't have to travel past 10 hospitals because you must see a certain doctor or a certain hospital. And especially with the formularies with prescription drugs. Every formulary is not the same, and that's where the cost really gets expensive.
We've only got about a minute left. There was a point that we talked off camera about that I really wanted to make, is that pay attention to the out-of-network or in-network and the deductibles for going to a specialist versus...
Correct. Every carrier have different co-pays that they pass on to you and co-insurances. So, you know, if you look at one company might have a $5 co-pay for a primary care and a $50 co-pay for a specialist. Another carrier may have a $0 co-pay for a primary care and a $40 co-pay for a specialist. Well,
pay attention to that.
Yeah, because you're going to see your specialist more than you see your primary care, and that those added visits with added co-pays can get expensive.
All right. So how do people get in touch with you? I know we've been probably putting it up on the screen, but tell us what's the phone number to get in touch with you?
My phone number is 504-319-7539, or my email address is Marlon Terrel Senior. That's MarlonTerrellSR
Got it. All right. If you missed it, folks, please, you can go on the website and watch this repeat again and write it down. But we want to thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Dr.
I appreciate you sharing your expertise with that, and I hope we cleared up a little bit of what Medicare, Medicaid means.
Exactly.
When we come back, we have another guest, so stay tuned. We got more information coming.